It took until the literal final of Unrivaled, but we finally saw something from Aliyah Boston. Was Aliyah Boston great through Unrivaled? No, she was terrible. But we finally saw something from Aliyah Boston, and there were a lot of positives in that final. Like some of the stuff she did in that final, if she had just done it earlier, we would be looking at we'd be talking about how Aliyah Boston played in Unrivaled completely differently. We would be talking about it in a completely different light, because like she was the best player in the finals. She didn't play that much because she had been very poor up to the finals in Unrivaled, but she was their best player, honestly. And like I never really understood when it came to Aliyah. Like she's not that much less athletic than Nazare Stevens. Why she was so poor? Because I'm like, a lot of bigs, even Steph Dolson was doing a bit of damage. Aliyah was just poor. She was just all around poor. But in the final, I thought she was exceptional. Like, in that final, she was 4 of 6 from the field. She had 2 blocks. And it wasn't just that like her stat line. Because she's had games where she scored more points. It was the first time I think I saw any actual grit and aggression from Aliyah Boston. Like, she's had, again, some big scoring nights. There was one where she came in. I think, was this the game where Dearica Hamby was out and she came in as a starter and did well? But, like, this was the first time I've seen Aliyah Boston take the game to somebody. And we've seen that in the WNBA, and I think that's one of the problems with Aliyah Boston is she fades a lot in and out of games. Like, there is, and that's a big difference between her and a lot of the other kind of top tier bigs. And I think it's the reason why she got dominated so much at times last year. Like, she became this, say, off the ball passing, do it all center. And I think her IQ allowed her to do that, but especially earlier on in the year. And it was funny because whenever she saw Tina Charles on the other team, she was like, I'm scoring every single time. And Tina Charles wasn't that bad a defender. Like, she killed what's-her-name in the face-up games. She destroyed, every time she came up against Kiara McCowan or Kalani Brown in a face-up, she killed them in the pick and roll. She would destroy Brittany Griner a few times. But, like, when it came to interior one-on-one matchups, the only player she got the better of was Tina Charles. Because she seems to be the type of player that is hesitant, and then when she gets a couple of baskets, then she turns it on. And this is the first time in Unrivaled Aliyah Boston fully just turned it on. That fast break layup, she got a rebound and then just said, I'm going to go. And the fastest I've seen Aliyah Boston run in 2 years. She goes, makes a layup, and you're just like, okay, there we go. Aliyah Boston, a couple of possessions later, block, couple of possessions later, post, uses her size, scores. And I'm like, where has this been? Where has this been all Unrivaled? Where was this for an entire WNBA season? When you were not playing, when you were playing any team that isn't freaking, when you're playing any team that isn't the dream with Tina Charles. Like, I know, just know for a fact that, she's going to go and absolutely torch the sun next year because she knows she can beat Tina Charles. And that's just the one thing I want to see with Aliyah Boston. Is like, if she is being told that she's the... Like, not if she's being told. She's expected to be one of the best players in the WNBA. People are talking about Aliyah Boston like she's meant to be the next great center in the WNBA. She's got to show it. Because I think that player is in there. She has got to show it. And when Aliyah Boston is aggressive, and that doesn't mean shooting every time you get the ball. When Aliyah Boston is taking her opportunities, when she's looking for hers and looking for others, when she's aggressive on the defensive end, she can be the best young center in the WNBA. For me, the best young centers, it's really between her, depending on what we see from Cardoso and Ezi Magbagor. I think right now it is between Angel and Ezi Magbagor. It's between Aliyah and Ezi Magbagor. I actually personally think that Angel Reese is a better center than she is power forward. And I think if you played her as a center beside an Alana Smith, I think that's the ideal scenario, is Angel Reese center and Alana Smith type player at power forward. And I think that's what, if you're the Sky and you're smart about things, your goal is to sign Alana Smith. Like, forget anyone else, forget any of these other big names. The player, you are doing everything you can to bring Alana Smith back to Chicago. And I think Angel Reese, if you're asking me who's the best young center, if you add Angel Reese into that conversation, I think Angel Reese is the best young center in the WNBA. Just because of that. And the only difference, Aliyah Boston, by the way, is a better basketball player in every aspect of basketball, tangible, skill-wise, IQ-wise, positioning-wise, passing, shooting. Every single tangible aspect of basketball, Aliyah Boston is better than Angel Reese. Angel Reese is just relentless. Whereas Aliyah Boston is at times passive. She can be extremely passive. And I think that was her biggest problem in Unrivaled. Is that she had been passive for so much of it. And yesterday, thank God, we saw some aggression. We saw what Aliyah Boston can do when she turns it on. And that is what the Fever need more of. If the Fever are going to win, the Fever need Aliyah to be Aliyah. They don't need Aliyah Boston trying to trying to make sure that, everyone gets theirs and her being a passer. They need her to be aggressive. And that doesn't mean, again, shooting the shots. If she can be aggressive in again, just taking the game to opponents, being a threat, and even if you are even if you're a pass first player, if she's there with that ability to kind of, her kind of playmaking a little bit from the top, which she was really good at last year. Like, if she is any sort of a threat, like doing what she did against the Atlanta Dream, where she's faking the handoffs, they jump on them and attacking, it just gives her IQ is extremely high. Her ability to kind of just read the game is unbelievable. If she can just get aggressive. And again, people mistake what aggression means. People think I'm saying for her to shoot every single time. No. If she can stay aggressive, stay playing like she did. I thought she was decent in the playoffs. I thought she was pretty good to end the year. And I thought she was real good right before the All-Star break. It's all she needs. Stay aggressive. Stay making winning plays. Stay playing defense. I think the Fever are going to be in a really good place. Like, I genuinely do think that Aliyah Boston has that potential to be the top center in the WNBA at some stage, if you consider Aja Wilson a power forward. I don't think she'll ever be better than Aja. But we've got to see what we saw in the last game. We got to see what we saw in the Unrivaled final. And not what we saw up to the final. Again, this game didn't count. This wasn't a game. Up until that point, she hadn't had a double-digit game in a game that wasn't a dead rubber since January. Nearly 2 months. And then she goes and steps up and has the game of her freaking Unrivaled career in the final, which is what you want to see. Which is really, really what you want to see. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. These guys agree with this? Do you guys disagree with this? And for me, like, when Aliyah's at her best, she's unbelievable. And I do think that we saw it last season that I don't know if it's a mentality thing, because she's in good shape. Like, Aliyah Boston is in legitimately good shape. And is her one-on-one game is it an aggression issue? I don't know, because it seems to come and go at times, and like it's just, it can be frustrating to see. But all I'm gonna say is, when Aliyah Boston is aggressive and playing well, a serious player, and I hope, again, if Fever want to win, they've got to see this. But anyway, I'll see you guys.